And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into St. George News in the afternoon. I'm Ryan Forsey. But talking about water, let's welcome in Mori Kessler, the man, the myth, the legend. Mori, welcome into the show as he shakes his head at me and kind of gives me the side eye. Talking about water, you've got a story on the website in regards to, the first regional water conservation plan. And I guess the big news about this is that it's all being consolidated. Kind of tell us about how that came to be and why this matters to us.
Well, from what I was told, relayed from the water district is Scott Taylor, who is can't remember the proper title right now. He's the chief water guy for St. George.
Okay.
The water services director, I believe. He made a suggestion to the water district and others that they could bring all their plans together because it is a state requirement that cities submit a water conservation plan every 5 years. And he was thinking, let's put it all together. We can save time and money.
Yeah.
And they're saying they could save probably about over $100,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a chunk of change.
And one way of looking at it, you're saving taxpayer money. And again, you're saving time overall and a lot less paper to have to shift through.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot less time for people to put together and then people at the state to have to review it all.
Yeah, and again, this is, we're talking Hurricane Ivan, Santa Clara, St. George, Tocqueville, Virgin, Washington City. Plan, just for those of you who haven't taken a look at Maury's story, the plan basically outlines that the coalition of cities are going to reduce their annual water demand an additional 7.7% by 2030. And so the reduction is equaling about 5,200 acre feet, or roughly 1.7 billion gallons, and about an acre foot supplies 2 homes. So we're talking, obviously landscaping. There's mention in there about limiting private swimming pools and kind of a more emphasis on community pools. Now, is this something that's going to be enforced? Because they're talking about construction and different things, new construction of homes. How are they going about this?
It's all voluntary.
Okay.
This plan itself still needs to be adopted by the cities.
Gotcha.
I think maybe a couple may have already done it, but I'm not entirely certain. They expect a whole rollout sometime later this fall.
Yeah, and they're referring to it as the ultra water efficient development standards. That's so, we've got a name for it. So there's some marketing, there's some PR about it. But yeah, I was kind of curious about it. And again, we live in a desert. This is something that, we need to make sure that we're all aware of, which leads me to my next question, Maury. And this is outside of your story, but somebody mentioned to me not too long ago, and I mean this in a complimentary way. I really do. That you have the most important boring stories to cover in your news beat. Because these are, we're talking about water, we're talking about infrastructure, law, all these different things that you cover, and they're the boring news, but really they're the most important. And
I'm not the smartest guy. I know a lot about a little because of this job I've had for so long.
Sure.
And I try and write it in a way that I understand and then therefore hope other people understand it too.